Hey everyone, it's your girl Corrine and I'm back for another video. Today's video we're going to be talking about LOC lessons for 2021. If you'd like to see the lessons that I've learned this past year, 2021, stay tuned for the video. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel today. If you don't know who I am or if you're new to this channel, I'm Corrine, and I'm so excited to have you here today. Those of you that are my new subscribers, thank you so much for believing in me and believing in the content that I create on this channel enough for you to hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And if you're new here, like I said, my name is Corrine. This channel is all about locks, beauty, fashion, and life. So let's get started. One LOC lesson that I have learned in 2021 is being content and where I am in my LOC journey. A lot of times I'll just speak for myself. A lot of times earlier in my LOC journey, I had the tendency to rush my journey and kind of want to sprint to the finish line where my locks were mature and very long and stuff like that. But I have learned this year to be content where my locks are. Most of you know that a lot of my locks are not all the way fully sealed at the end. Some of them are still soft at the end. Some of them are budding at the end. And I have just made up in my mind this year that, look, your locks are going to do what they want to do. Some of them are still going through the process. So you might as well get over it and let your locks do what they want to do. So that is one lesson that I learned this year in 2021. And that is letting my locks, being content with letting my locks do what they want to do. The next lesson that I've learned in 2021 is my locks are my locks. I know that we see videos and pictures on Instagram of ladies with their beautiful locks, their beautiful colored locks, their beautiful, we're just inspiring and looking at so many people that we're finding inspiration from. And I just have to say, my locks are my locks. I mean, I can't wish them to look like anyone else's locks because guess what? They're tailored to me, my DNA, my heritage. These are the ones that grow out of my head. So I have to allow my locks to be themselves. Now, would I love for them to look a little bit different? Or maybe even to have another texture? I probably, maybe not. But at the end of the day, I have to allow my locks to be my locks because at the end of the day, they're my locks. The next thing that I've learned in my LOC journey is the fact that I'm locked because I want to be locked, not because of what anybody else has to say. There was a time in my life where, and I'm just going to speak candid to you all, there was a time in my life where I did a lot of things that people wanted me to do. And I did it because they wanted me to do it, not so much because I wanted to do it and it was my choice. So you could say I was a people pleaser. And it wasn't until God delivered me from people pleasing that I was content in making my own decisions, doing what I wanted to do because I wanted to do it. And when I first started my LOC journey, I was kind of skeptical about even locking my hair because of fear what other people would think. Would it affect my brand? Would it affect my hair products? Stuff like that. It was all running through my mind. Would I lose followers and friends because I chose to lock my hair instead of continuing on with my loose natural journey? But I had to do self-examination and think about, well, Corrine, what do you want to do? Are you locking your hair because you want to lock your hair? Or are you locking your hair or not locking your hair because of what other people would think? 2021 absolutely changed the game for me because I realized that not only were inspired by my loose natural hair, but they were inspired by my locks as well. So I absolutely feel like I made the right decision for myself because I absolutely love my locks. And it's something that I did for me. A lot of times we go through life and we make decisions based upon what others want us to do. But I am so grateful that this LOC decision was mine and mine alone. And I'm so grateful that it turned out the way I wanted it to be and that my locks are flourishing. So I believe for me, I made the right decision for me, and I'm locked because I want to be locked. It's not for a religious reason or anything like that. I just felt like it was the next thing for me to do in my natural hair journey. I've been natural for over 10 years now, almost like 11 years actually. I was loose natural for 7 years, and then I embraced my LOC journey. So I felt like that was the next step for me. So I believe that a vital lesson that I learned this year was I'm locked because I want to be locked, not because it's someone else's decision. This is what I wanted to do for my hair, and I'm glad I did. The next thing is, I just mentioned it before, but I'm gonna say it again and apply a little pressure here, because every day will not be Sunday. Every day, you're not gonna wake up and look at yourself in the mirror and say, yes, I absolutely love my locks. There will be days, especially in the beginning of your journey, where you will get discouraged. You will feel like this is not it. They're frizzy, they're budding, so they're fat in places that are sometimes not flattering, And even with my hair being as long as it is now, and me coming so far in the journey, there are still some days where I wake up and I'm like, because they're looking crazy, or whatever reason, I just wake up that day and just, for example, look at this, and you guys maybe look how like that. To me, it's like, come on now, go ahead and just finish already. I mean, the bud is absolutely at the tip, and it just wants to do what it wants to do. But that is a part of the journey. That is a part of the way that our hair is learning and growing and meshing and locking and matting and doing what it wants to do. And budding is a part of that process. So there will be days where every day won't be Sunday and you won't just wake up in love. There will be some days that are challenging for you to stay committed to the lock journey. And I tell people all the time that say, well, I want to lock my hair. I'm like, why? What is your end goal? What do or is your end goal just to lock and say I locked and then comb them out? Is your end goal to stay committed to the journey? Is your, what is your why? What is your end goal? What do you want to see where do you want to see yourself in your lock journey 5 years from now? Right now, I'm on year 4, and I can't even imagine what my hair will look like this time next year. Like, I'm so looking forward to see what they will look like, because this journey has definitely taught me so much. Although I know that there are some pros and cons to the lock journey, at the end of the day, I still feel as though this was the best decision for my hair. And again, every day is not Sunday. I don't feel like that every single day. But at the end of the day, I'm like, this is what I want to do. I'm sticking to my journey because it takes dedication. Like, it absolutely takes dedication to dedicate to this journey. That's why it is a journey, because there will be some highs, there will be some lows, there will be some in-betweens. But at the end of the day, and I keep saying at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, committing to the journey will say a lot about the growth that you have on the inside, the patience that you'll develop along the journey, and the self-awareness, and definitely the confidence that you have. Because baby, if you can get through the challenging phase, baby, you can get through just about anything. If you can get through the phase where, girl, they just doing what they want to do, trust me, if I can do it, anybody can do it. I only have a couple more things that I want to share at this point, and I definitely want to say this. Be assured and rest assured. I said it that way. Rest assured that your locks are growing. That's one thing I had to tell myself this year. Your locks are growing. They are growing. They may not seem as though they're growing at a fast rate, but one thing I realized, one thing that I realized this year in 2021, my locks are growing. Oftentimes I'll look back at my lock journey. I'll look at pictures maybe from last year or pictures from earlier in the year of where my hair was. And I'm like, oh my God, they are growing. You may not notice it, so to speak, because you're wearing them every day. You're looking at yourself every single day. But you'll notice, and one thing I noticed this year was people will see me earlier in the year or see me a couple months prior and then see me and be like, oh my God, your hair is growing so fast. And I'm like, it is, because I'm the one that's looking at it every day. But when people who haven't seen you in a few months or haven't seen you since earlier off in the year, they can see the growth. So just rest assured that one thing that I learned this year, without a shadow of a doubt, your locks are growing. Hang in there. One thing about locks, they're going to shrink up before they drop. But when they drop, oh my God, you'll be able to see your beautiful, beautiful length. So just know that they are growing. Last but not least, I want to say this. I want to say it even to the people in the back. you are inspiring people that will never come back to you and say that they are inspired. And that's one thing that I learned even this year, 2021, that my locks and my journey have inspired people all over the world. Some of you, mostly all of you that are here, you're here because you're inspired by something I have said, maybe the way I communicated over the video, or maybe even my lock journey itself, the way that my locks look. It may have inspired you. But there will be people, and I'm telling you this because people will be negative about your reason for locking your hair, and then a year, 2 years later, go and lock their hair too. And you're like, well, I thought you said you didn't like locks because you was condemning me for locking my hair. Now you lock. I'm telling you, sometimes people are afraid to step out there. And they see you do it and they're like, well, wow, if she can do it, if she can pull it off, maybe I can too. So don't ever be discouraged by negative thoughts or negative opinions by others that may say, oh, I don't like locks. Locks are unprofessional. Locks are dirty, whatever the situation is, because those same people will eat those words and come back and do the exact same thing by locking their hair or starting their lock journey in secret. And you look up, they a year in. So some people I have learned this year that I inspire more people than are willing to say that I inspire them. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, I only seek to please God. But even in that, there are still some times where you're like, wow, if I was an inspiration, it helps to inspire me to continue to do what I'm doing by you coming back and say, hey, Corinne, you inspired me on this journey. I saw your hair. It's beautiful. And you inspired me to embrace my lock journey. I was a little afraid to do so, but when I saw you do it, I felt like, well, let me try to do it too, to see how it looks on me. So those of you that always come back and leave me beautiful comments and say how much you enjoy my lock journey, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means so much to me that I know that my channel is impactful, or my walk is impactful, or my relationship with God is impactful to you. So just know, ladies and gentlemen, although they may not come back and say it, you are inspiring so many people all over the world. Your friends, families, co-workers, your church members. You're inspiring more people than you know. And oftentimes they may not come back and tell you what an inspiration you are, but just know, keep on doing it for you. All right, guys, so I hope that you enjoyed this video as much as I have enjoyed in recording it. If you have not already done so, go ahead and become a part of the family and hit that subscribe button. I put at least one video out a week. I try to do 2, but because of my schedule, I can definitely commit to doing 1 a week. So please go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you get notified every single time I upload a video. I want to personally say Happy New Year to all of you. I wish you nothing but God's very best for you and your family. I hope that the year of 2022 be your best year yet. And I declare over you that confidence will be your currency for the year of 2022. As always, I love you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.